up, guys? Welcome back to Get These Facts. It's your favorite host, the world famous, he ain't famous anymore, Michael Malachi, and I'm here with the undercard.
The undercard? Wait, hold on. I have a problem. No, wait, what?
You're the undercard, man.
No.
You're the NXT championship. You're an undercard.
Undercard. NXT is way better than main roster. Let me get that straight, alright? This is the famous McGillard.
And we're back, guys. So we're going to review, of course, as always, Raw, SmackDown. A lot of stuff happened. These two episodes are actually pretty good. I feel like this might actually bring WWE back. Is it going to be?
I hope so. I mean, I hope this is literally the start. I know that, with the recent of Paul Heyman, being the executive director of Raw, I don't know where Bischoff is with SmackDown because I've been reading a lot of articles.
About him being on vacation.
Yeah,
like that,
I don't even know at this point.
Has he even shown up yet? At all?
He's shown up for the Raw reunion, but as far as like him being like
directing
SmackDown.
Well, no, actually, I think he has showed up because the last SmackDown we talked about how Vince rewrote the SmackDown so many times, and they actually spoke in some of the articles about Eric Bischoff being in the back. So he was part of it, but I'm not sure if he's actually part of it in the sense of being in full control of it. I think maybe they're giving less respect to Eric Bischoff than Paul Heyman at this point. Maybe Paul Heyman has a little bit more control over Raw than Eric does over SmackDown.
Well, if he can control the Beast, then I don't. He can control anybody at this point, or anything.
Right, definitely. No, I agree. And I think Paul Heyman, as far as how good ECW was and things like that, maybe that's not too bad of an idea. But Raw started off pretty subtle. Started off with a moment of silence for the Dayton shooting. And the shooting that happened in El Paso, they did a moment of silence for the victims of those shootings.
Our condolences go to all the family of those that they've lost that terrible day.
And rest in peace to all the victims.
Mm-hmm.
As I said before with Harley Race, they're with God now, and we thank God for that. And so it started off with Samoa Joe coming out with his aggression as always.
Yeah, that's what makes Joe, man. Come on.
I love the way he screams, man. I mean, it reminds me of so many good wrestlers from back then. I mean, I just wish a lot of these guys could do that and project that aggression now. I don't see much of that. It's pretty rare.
Yeah.
And Samoa Joe came out and he was saying, what am I, guilty? Everybody's chanting my name. Everybody's saying all this stuff. After Roman got attacked, almost killed there, that attempted murder. And he was just trying to profess his innocence, basically, and saying, I'm not leaving, I'm crashing Raw until Roman can come and face me face to face like a man.
Right. And actually, funny thing that happened earlier that day too,
right,
where I think somebody from WWE, they tried to interview him, asking him if if he's a suspect, that he had anything to do with the backstage incident with Roman Reigns, and typical Joe, he knocks the phone off the guy,
right. I heard
and
about that,
WWE, they find him.
They find him, yeah. Apparently, he smacked that phone a little too hard. Maybe it was the new Note 10 that got smacked.
Oh my God.
That's a pretty beautiful phone. I'm getting that phone now.
I'm getting that phone too, but that's off topic.
But yeah, so Samoa was basically professing his innocence. He was coming out talking all that smack. And then, of course, the man, Becky Lynch, just comes out, interrupts Joe, and I swear, man, Becky Lynch, she's like the bully of the male and female locker room at this point. Because even Joe just laughed. It was like, you know what? Screw crashing Raw. Becky just sunned me. So yeah, Becky Lynch came out and they were going to start their match.
Ironically, this was actually a shocking match that they announced because they posted on the Instagram. Trish and Natalia. I mean, I know why they teamed up because they're both Canadian.
Yeah.
That makes sense, but then
Becky's Canadian too. But Becky and Charlotte are the two co-leaders of Four Horsewomen. So that was good to see them kind of do a little reunion there, have them on the same team. But we know Becky and Charlotte was actually kind of feuding not too long ago, and they've been feuding since Becky's gotten the title and before Becky's gotten the title with over Ronda in that triple threat. So Charlotte ended up walking out. She ended up walking out, and she basically didn't care about Becky Lynch at that point. She kind of set her up for an attack.
Pretty much,
Natty's been bugging out lately. I mean, Natty's been having so much. I mean, in the beginning I said so much aggression in her promos, and I liked it, but it's been running dry. But she's been kind of trying her hardest to project that aggression so much, kind of on a little bit like Samoa Joe, just not as good.
Not as good as Joe, no.
And so lately she's just been going kind of crazy, and doing this sharpshooter thing where she just doesn't let go. And then basically she did that again. And DQ'd the match that way.
DQ'd the match, yeah, I believe so.
Right. And so that match got DQ'd again. Well, not again, but just so many matches getting DQ'd nowadays. It's hard to keep track.
That's a trend now.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, wasting matches. I guess they're trying to end matches before the commercial break. All this controversy over commercial breaks. Right. I guess is one thing that helps them get over that. Is kind of ending matches quickly.
Yeah, but interesting fact though, and you told me this about that whole match, that women's tag team match, about Trish never entering the match.
Oh yes, that was the worst part of the match. I mean, they stirred up the pot so much, like getting the crowd so hyped to see Trish Stratus fight that night or just fight in general, and to see her show up before a pay-per-view. A lot of times, especially with legends, I mean, look at Goldberg, look at Undertaker, look at all these other people, they'll get booked only for the pay-per-view. They won't get booked for anything else, and then to see them on a regular show is just like mind-boggling for the crowd, and they were going crazy when they heard her song play.
Right, it's like she never left.
Yeah, and then she gets in the ring, and they just basically paid her to be there to sit in there and look pretty.
Yeah, that must be a nice job.
Yeah, right, but it sucks for us as the viewers. I mean, I'll tell you one thing personally. My wife, she was pissed off because she wanted to see her fight, and you know, she was so hyped for that match. And it just ended up being a dud because of that. I mean, everybody wanted to see that.
Well, then again, I could see it from WWE's point of view. Like, what if Trish had entered the match, and what if she got hurt?
That's true. I mean, she's not in the ring daily, so maybe she's not as experienced, and that's possible. She's more of a liability than any other wrestler in that ring for sure.
Yeah.
So I kind of get that, but they could have done at least one thing. Maybe have her execute a Stratisfaction or any little thing.
Chick kick. The chick kick.
Yeah, something, man, because she didn't even enter that match, and she was begging for the tag the whole time. She was screaming for the tag, and it just didn't come. And it's funny because they didn't even have her break up the sharpshooter with Natalya, if you notice. Natalya ended up just letting go, you know, and that was just, it was really disappointing. At least Trish Stratus could have came in and kicked Natalya while she was doing the sharpshooter or something.
Right.
But whatever.
Yeah,
whatever
it must be a Canadian thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they were on the same team, so I get it. But Trish is supposed to be so face, you know what I mean? I would assume that she would help someone in need. But anyway, and then the next match, as always, 5-star match. Rey Mysterio versus Andrade. I'd like to call him Andrade Cien Almas still. But
actually, you're not alone on that, man. People consider him still Cien Almas.
Cien Almas, man. I'm telling you, I love that name. 100 souls, by the way, for the people who don't know Spanish. But yeah, it's amazing. I love that name. But anyway, they were going at it, man, and there were so many. I mentioned this to Gillard earlier. There was so many power bombs in that match. I mean, Andrade was really using the fact that Rey is so much lighter than him to his advantage. He was throwing him around like a rag doll, and even as far as, like I always say, selling. Andrade Cien Almas is one of the best sellers that we've seen in a long time. I mean, especially when he fights someone light like Rey Mysterio, that he can execute so many things. I mean, we saw so many Canadian destroyers in that match from Rey Mysterio delivering it to Andrade. But you know that move is all the opponent who does the selling for you. They flip pretty much they do the entire move, and you're just kind of laying on their back and just hoping that they don't break your neck. And Cien Almas with Rey Mysterio, he sold those things so great. And even that Hurricanrana from the top rope, where Zelina sold with it, and she was just like, oh my, awesome match, love the selling, and these guys, they have to have maybe 5 matches now that they've had with each other, 4 matches, I think 5 actually, and I'm still not tired of seeing them fight. I would love to see that at SummerSlam, honestly.
SummerSlam, WrestleMania match, both performance amazing.
That was great, and then. Probably one of the best parts of the night for me was this whole 24/7 charade thing. And it was funny because they kind of showed, before it even happened, they showed the whole thing that happened with Maria Kanellis, and it was kind of just like leading us up to her losing the 24/7 title. And I was excited before I even see anything happen, because I'm like, if they're showing Maria right now and they're not showing her, they're showing back clips of Maria and not her in backstage bragging again.
Right.
Something's gonna happen. And then they showed her in the hospital, and basically Mike getting bullied as always. Ends up going in the room or whatever, and he's like going to give her a hug, and then the nurse who was just cleaning her hands or putting the glove or something, she puts the pin like by patting his back. That was the smoothest thing.
That was the smoothest thing. Well, Maria, she picked up on it though. Yeah, she was like, "Wait, what is that? What's going on?" Because she heard the first tab, like her face changed. She's like, "What?" That was smart on Mike Kanellis' part.
I liked that.
I always thought that the best way for him to get that championship was, waiting for her to go to sleep and then just...
That was similar.
So, no, it was something similar, but I think that would have been way more hilarious, but... I'm glad that they went this way because it kind of led up to the next part.
The next part, yeah. And then, oh man, R-Truth, man.
R-Truth.
With those disguises, man.
Yo,
they need to make a whole Scooby-Doo episode about it. I swear, because this guy, he comes out and I didn't even notice that was Carmella next to him.
No, I noticed. I noticed.
I didn't notice. They literally was dressed like regular people. I didn't really notice. I knew, of course, R-Truth, though, because he looked like freaking like Big Mama or something. It was just crazy. And he was sitting there with the newspaper covering his face, and I already knew at that moment.
Yeah,
that was gonna happen. But I didn't expect what Truth did. I thought he would just roll up with a pin, but Truth got up and confronted Mike, and what did he say?
His water broke,
and threw the baby at Mike. That was messed up, and then he got the roll up pin. It was disturbing as well as messed up.
Yeah,
they should have popped a balloon or something under so I could see.
Kind of like freaking what was her name? That old lady. Mae Young.
Mae Young.
When she gave birth
to the hand.
And he's all grown up now.
That was disgusting. Oh my god, that video has me dying every time.
But congratulations to the 11-time champion R-Truth.
Already catching up to Ric Flair soon. He's gonna catch up to Ric Flair.
He's gonna catch up.
I know it. And it's funny because the 2K20 trailer came out with the cover being Becky Lynch and Roman Reigns, and I've been seeing constantly people tweeting and putting on Instagram memes of R-Truth with the Big Mama suit, with the dress like a woman.
Oh my god.
And then next to himself as a man. And then they're like, this is the cover that we deserve. I think we do. That would have been hilarious.
That would have been hilarious. If anything, honestly, WWE, if you're watching this, 2K21, make R-Truth the cover. Give the people what they want.
You said we're in charge, right? This is what we're asking for.
Yep. Actually, no, you're wrong. We're not in charge. Shane McMahon is.
Right. He's the people. Man.
He's the people now. Yeah.
Then going forward, Becky came up and got interviewed in the back. She did her little promo thing. And she was, of course, talking her nonsense and saying that she's going to beat Natalya and all this stuff. But one thing that stood out to me on that promo was that she said that she would be the new hero of Canada. And it's funny because that never actually hit me. That Canada really adores Natty, but kind of put Becky on the back burner. I'm assuming. I mean, I know when they go to Canada, they love Becky Lynch. Don't get me wrong.
They love the crap out of her.
But I guess Natalya has been just running with that kind of motto for a while.
This literally could be Natalya's moment now. She hasn't won a championship in a long time now.
Right. I don't think she's gonna win though.
I don't think so either. I really don't think so. I really still believe that Natty's gonna lose, but that's gonna be the build-up for Ronda's return.
Yes, I hope so.
I really do believe that's gonna happen.
But hey, if Natty did win, that would be amazing. But now that she's playing a heel basically, and Becky, even though she's kind of a anti-hero, but she's playing the face in this rivalry. Yeah. Most likely she's gonna win. I mean, faces don't always win. But leading up to Ronda Rousey's return, she kind of has to win this one.
Yeah.
But then they'll kind of call Becky Lynch the new hero of Canada, and maybe that'll stick Natty in a heel persona for maybe quite some time. I wouldn't mind that.
Well, I mean, at this point, she's become the big show of the women's.
Yeah, she takes losses all day.
No, not only losses, bro. You can't decide whether or not to be a heel, a face, heel. Which, speaking of the big show, I heard that he has a new show coming to Netflix.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
And if you want to see Big Show go heel on his family, just watch episode 2. And then watch him go face at episode 4.
Wow. That's hilarious. I think that they do that with Natty because they're kind of trying to figure out where her promo skills lie. Whether it's when she's a face that she's good or when she's a heel that she's good.
And honestly, it's honestly, when you say that, like, I can't really decide which one is better. Which one is better, because to me, it's... a little bit more on the heel because her promos have gone like
a little bit
better.
Only that one night.
Only that one night, but I feel like if she continues to be the heel,
right,
she could definitely be
way better as a heel, and we'll see if that's true going forward. But I actually disagree. I think she might be a little bit better as a face. Just because she's so cut and dry, it's just I don't know. It's just not.
I don't know. Perfect way for her to be a true heel. She wins the women's championship on SummerSlam, and then just pulls off a Stone Cold and just flips off.
Oh my God, that'll be amazing.
Yeah.
That'll be amazing. I don't know what beer Canadians drink, but that'll be amazing. But yeah, and then they did the whole the Natty promo now. They went and interviewed Natty right after. They're really trying hard to hype up this rivalry for SummerSlam because it's been dry. A lot of the stuff that's been going on with Becky Lynch actually for the past few months has been pretty dry.
I mean, like Illuminati said, like ever since they started putting her relationship with Seth on TV, that kind of just ruined Becky right there.
Yeah. And we spoke about this on our Raw review for last week, where I was talking about how Becky Lynch's relationship with Seth has not only tore her championship reign down and her kind of status down, but it's also tearing down Seth Rollins. And we've been seeing that kind of for a few months as well, but especially this Raw. But we'll get to that. Anyways, going back to Natty's promo, they were talking to her, and basically what she was saying was, well, one thing that stood out for me was when she said, "Oh, even if I have a broken arm, I'm not gonna tap," showing that she's not gonna quit no matter what. So this might be a hellacious match. This match might last long.
It's a submission match, no pinfalls.
Yeah,
so this could go on for a long time now.
30-minute match, maybe a little longer. I don't know. They usually don't dedicate that many minutes to women's matches. I'm hoping that they do, if it's that good of a match.
Have we ever had a submission match for the women's? I feel like it's been a lot,
this might be the first.
I've never...
Can't recall right now.
I can't recall right now, yeah. That's why it's kind of getting to me right now.
It probably is, and if it is, not for nothing, this is probably one of the best choices as far as a card for that match, being Natty versus Becky, because they do have two of the best submission moves in the women's division right now. I think so. I think they do. I mean, Naomi has that thing. She has that move you like, but it's not her special. She does that thing that she puts you up in the air, like she grabs you and hooks you in the back, puts you up in the air.
Oh,
the thing that new guy does.
Right.
But he does a variation that way.
Yeah.
But anyways, so some people have. I don't know. I think this is probably the best choice. But then going forward, Heyman. There was a lot of promos in this.
There's a lot of promos, not really a lot a lot of matches. I'm guessing just to promote SummerSlam coming this Sunday.
Yeah, but it wasn't bad.
It wasn't
for
bad.
some reason I like this Raw. I don't know why, but it was actually a really good Raw.
Maybe they need to start doing more promos more often, letting the superstars say what they gotta say, not scripted.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is. I'm pretty sure Heyman's not scripted at all.
Oh no, Heyman, he's never scripted. He's
always creative control. Yeah, he deserves that because he's amazing on the mic.
He's amazing.
But basically he came out and he was just doing what he does best. Brock Lesnar, as always. And he was talking about how Rollins is destroyed and he's not gonna really give much of a match at this SummerSlam. But I actually think otherwise, only because like I said before, every time, and McGill is the one who kind of taught me this, but every time someone gets destroyed or loses right before a pay-per-view, they win during the pay-per-view. It's getting kind of boring and predictable at this point. But the one question that I wonder is where will Brock go if he does lose this, and what is he going to do? What's going to be his next thing? Because
he left the UFC.
Yeah, and he signed a contract that's going to last a few years, so I don't think he's going anywhere. And Brock, he only shows up once in a while when he has a title.
I mean, for all we know, maybe if let's say he does lose this Sunday, what if he moves to SmackDown?
And fights who? If Randy wins, that'd be awesome.
We'll be getting that match again because we've seen that already. And we've seen what Brock can do to Randy already.
That would be nice.
But I don't think
Brock versus
I know. No, but what I'm saying is with him moving to SmackDown is when SmackDown goes to Fox.
That would be a good show, like a big thing for that show. That's a good point. Wow, my God. This guy, always with the predictions. And the famous McGillard, everybody. He's back to famous status because that was an amazing prediction. Anyway, Rollins ends up coming back out.
Actually,
They were calling him out.
slowly coming out. Yeah.
They were calling him out, expecting him not to come out, and then he came out. He came out with a chair. It reminded me of Sting or La Parka back in WCW when they always came out with the black chair or the black bat or something like that, and dressed in all black. And he came out slowly but surely. He got to the ring. He looked face to face with Brock Lesnar, and you guys could tell what was going to happen. Brock Lesnar just destroyed him again. He destroyed him.
But not as bad as he did last year.
Yeah. He had some pity. I mean, that shows that Brock Lesnar has a little mercy built in him.
I still don't believe that. I don't believe that, but it's all good.
You gotta have a little mercy.
It's what makes Brock.
Yeah, right.
You know, true.
He's a hit and miss sometimes. But yeah, so Rollins gets destroyed, and then, oh man, Miguel, you delivered it because I can't. Even our notes are in the lag. Have you seen this? These guys are gonna die. Man. It literally says, I'm gonna win, I guarantee it. And there's a freaking crying face right on our notes. I don't know who wrote this.
You know what? This is the first time we're gonna do this. We're gonna show our notes. I hope you guys can see it.
And that man is depressed now.
Anyways, that's Seth Rollins guarantees the fans, the WWE universe, that he's gonna win.
But the way he said it,
he might as well have a freaking tear going down his face.
It lacked enthusiasm. It was just kind of terrible because he was just like, I'm gonna win. I guarantee it. Like he was scared or something. Like this guy. I felt bad for him. I had a lot of pity for him because that just looked terrible, man. Not only was the promo terrible, but it was just like, it was disgraceful.
He brought out the stretcher and everything, but he still didn't go on it.
Yeah.
What a waste. What a waste.
He should have popped another blood capsule. But anyway, something make it interesting at least. But then after that, here we go. And it's funny. We're gonna mention this topic. So Street Profits did a little promo with Kurt Angle, and what I want to talk about here is not necessarily the promo too much, but I'll get it over with real quick. McIntyre came out and he was saying that he's going to destroy Cedric Alexander, and he kind of came at Kurt Angle saying that he did what I forget Drew McIntyre's move sometimes.
Oh, the Claymore.
The Claymore. I think he said he did the Claymore on him or something.
He destroyed Kurt Angle with his own move.
Oh yeah, he angle slammed him. That's what he said.
No, the angle slam, and then he did the ankle lock.
He did the ankle lock.
Yeah.
He said something about that in reference to that kind of disrespecting Kurt Angle there. But what I want to talk about with the Street Profits is not that promo. What I want to talk about with them is their match at NXT TakeOver. And the reason why is because me and McGiller was kind of going back and forth about this with another person that we know that's a wrestling fan. And we were telling them that, what do you think is going to happen on TakeOver regarding the Street Profits versus Undisputed? And we've been talking about this for a while, saying that we want Undisputed to win all the titles. And I'm hoping that's true in the sense that Adam Cole retains his title. And Roderick Strong could hopefully win the North American in his match. But it seems like this match with Street Profits versus the Undisputed Era, it seems like it's pushing towards Undisputed Era actually winning those titles, because what me and McGiller was saying here was Street Profits is obviously on Raw. They're showing up every freaking week.
And they don't show up on SmackDown at all.
I don't never see them on SmackDown. They showed up on Raw Reunion. They showed up last night. They showed up the night before Raw Reunion. I mean, they've been showing us so much, and they've been playing kind of these hype men for a while now that I'm assuming they've already been drafted to Raw. They had to be added to the main roster at this point. They haven't fought on Raw, but they haven't been drafted to the main roster in my perspective, because they're just here every night.
Every week, yeah.
So it makes sense for them to lose the titles, because they're basically not on NXT anymore, and this is probably their first match on NXT since they've been showing up on the Raws. And of course that has to do with travel stuff. They're not in the same city or state as NXT when they're flying out with Raw, so that makes sense, of course. But there got to be a reason for that, and what I'm assuming is that they're going to lose on TakeOver. So that's our prediction here. You heard it first here at Get These Facts NYC, aka GTF Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. But anyways, so then Viking Raiders.
Is this even worth talking about?
It's
you know
really
what?
not.
I'm just gonna save us the trouble I'm gonna save everybody the trouble of watching this point of the video that we're recording.
Yeah.
Viking Raiders, they beat the crap out of Jobbers.
Again.
For the 10th time, or I don't know.
How many times? It was like so many times.
At this point, I'm really believing that when they come to NYC, we're gonna be the Jobbers going against the Viking Raiders. We're winning that. Just letting you know. So Viking Raiders, y'all think y'all hot crap? We the best.
We're the best.
We the best.
And we're ready to lose to you sons of bitches now. Anyway, we actually probably win. But those guys are strong as shit. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But before we go to the next topic, real quick, actually, I didn't want to spend too much on this, but I do want to say, maybe Viking Raiders is fighting Jobbers all the time because they just can't get their level of fame up there. And I think the only way that they could get the Viking Raiders to have crowd backing, one is to stop calling their move the Viking Experience, because for some reason people hate that. I hate it too. But two, bring AOP back. Have them fight AOP. And maybe that will give them the push.
Okay, see, the thing is, I'm going to actually disagree with you on that.
Why?
It's because, no, don't get me wrong. That will be a fire-ass match.
They got to do something with them.
But AOP is on SmackDown.
Right, but wild card, so...
But it's actually funny you mentioned that, because I've been reading articles that they're slowly
winging out,
ending the wild card rule.
Before you end the wild card rule, put AOP versus Viking Raiders. AOP hasn't even showed up on SmackDown.
That's because one of them got hurt. That's why.
Who?
I don't know their name. Razor. I don't know. One of them got hurt, but they've been shown backstage on SmackDown.
Akam and Razor.
You see? Give these guys TV time. I can't even remember their names. Freaking Illuminati's gonna kill me because I know he loves AOP.
I love those. They remind me of the video game Army of Two. I don't know if you guys ever seen it, but for some reason they remind me of that game. But anyway, and then Cedric versus Drew McIntyre again. And Drew McIntyre was destroying him and everything. But then the music hits, the light turns out, and of course, you suck. You suck. He got smoked.
But not by Drew McIntyre.
Nope. So the Fiend came out, lights went out, Fiend came out, and Mandible Clawed Kurt Angle. Why is he using the Mandible Claw? Ever since he beat Mick Foley, now that's his move. Is that the reason why he did that to Mick Foley? Did Mick Foley pass him that move? We said this last podcast. Not the last one, but that time for Raw Reunion.
Yeah.
We talked about that. And you heard it here first. Get these
facts, NYC.
That probably one of his new signature moves, because they're just using it too often. But McGillard actually made a good point.
Yeah, like at first I thought that he was doing that move because he has to take it easy on these old legends. But then again, that wouldn't make sense with Kurt Angle, because he could still take a couple hits, you know. Hits. I mean, but then again, the Sister Abigail, that's such a devastating move.
Yeah,
if landed wrong.
Correctly, yeah. Or
wrong, yeah.
That would be a devastating move. You could definitely break someone's neck or something like that if you pull too hard or whatever, you slam too hard. So maybe that could be a good point. But my rebuttal to Miguel during that debate that we had was, so what is he gonna Mandible Claw Ric Flair next? Because
don't say it now. No, don't say it now, because when that happens, then everyone's gonna start blaming us. You didn't hear it on Get These Facts NYC.
Scratch that part of the video. I didn't say that.
We're gonna edit that part later. Just saying.
Anyway, so the Fiend. I'm excited for the Fiend. I like the Fiend, man. I don't know. Illuminati hates this guy. He actually
Illuminati,
likes
you
the
suck.
The Fiend. He likes the character The Fiend, but he just always said that Bray Wyatt ends up going down the shitter anyway, and then nothing happens.
But let's see how he does with this new character.
I got some hope for him. But anyway, the next match was OC versus New Day. And the OC just jumped the hell out of New Day in the beginning. They didn't give them no chance to even breathe. The bell didn't even ring. They was just beating the hell out of them.
Interesting fact, for those of you that don't know this, for those that saw Luke Gallows come out in the entrance, he came out with the face paint. Now, so some people are like, wow, he just started doing the face paint. No, it's not new to the true fans.
Yep.
He started doing the face paint back in his days in New Japan Pro Wrestling when he was the OG Bullet Club.
I like it. I like the face paint. I like it. It gives him some kind of spice. You know what I mean? I mean, to me, what you call it, Luke Gallows. He I don't know why. He's the big guy and everything, and a lot of times this happens with the big guys, but for some reason he fades in the background to me. Like, a lot of times I forget about him.
Well, keep in mind, this guy went through, like, 5 phases in WWE when he was
the old Kane.
When he was the old Kane,
He was the
imposter Kane.
Imposter Kane.
And he was
the hell.
he was Festus. Illuminati will know who I'm talking about. And if you guys don't know who Festus is, search him up and you'll see that that's Luke Gallows.
Oh my god, yeah, he's been through some terrible phases.
Yeah, but now he's at the peak of his.
So would you say the face paint is a tribute to Kane? Because it is red and black. I mean, their outfit.
No,
is
red but the face paint, no. That just watch his
New Japan.
New Japan. Trust me, he had he had like a whole bunch of different face paints.
Styles.
Yes.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Go tune into some NJPW old videos and let's check that out. But yeah, so and of course we thought New Day would win, but OC took the win. But before I say that, Ricochet came out and evened the odds, and it became a 3-on-3 or whatever. It was probably booked as a 3-on-3 or whatever, but they made it seem like it was just kind of some off impulse thing. And Ricochet just was coming out and dominating everybody. They love to push Ricochet so far, and
I like Ricochet.
I like it.
I like
that
Ricochet.
I'm not a fan of him being pushed. But the fact that they do it so much.
I think it's too soon.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
it's too soon. Give him some build up time. I mean, I feel like since he started, even though he started with Aleister Black as his teammate and stuff like that, they never gave them build up time. Like these guys from the jump were winning unreasonable amounts of matches. I mean, when they showed up with Aleister Black, they won like 6 weeks.
Yeah, they won mad matches. You're right about that. But for the fact that they haven't won one championship title reign, and they had 3 opportunities on WrestleMania week,
right,
for the Raw Tag Team Championship, the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, and the NXT Tag Team Championship, and they lost all of them.
That's true. Excuse me. That's true, but I think they should still build up a little bit more. I don't know. I agree with you in the sense that it's too soon. And that's the reason why I think it's too soon, because I think they need to build up Ricochet a little bit more. But this AJ Styles beef is actually going to build him up a lot.
Yeah.
Especially if he wins the title from AJ Styles. Didn't AJ take it from him?
He took it from Ricochet.
So Ricochet has had a title before. It's just Aleister that hasn't had one.
Yeah. I don't know. It wouldn't make sense for Ricochet to win it. Just AJ just won it.
Yeah, I hope AJ keeps it. I won't lie, but maybe they'll give it to Ricochet. I don't know. I just feel like they pushed that guy so far.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But anyways, the next thing that happened was Joe came out again, said, "Where the hell's Roman? I told you I'm gonna crash this show." And he started sitting on the chair and just crashing the show. And I swear I could watch Joe all night sometimes, because this guy, he's just so entertaining. He projects so much energy out there that even the crowd, they eat it up, man. It's amazing. This guy is an entertainer. He's such a natural at what he does. But then Roman never came out, and he was like, you know what? I'm going to go find his ass.
No. Somebody told him that Roman had just arrived.
Yeah. They said he just arrived in his car or something. Or he was going to arrive. He's like, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to face him face to face. And it was funny because the way Joe approached Roman Reigns was hilarious. It reminded me of the way that I approached McGillard in Best Cell Challenge videos sometimes. When I'm just like, yo, what's up? You talking shit? And he was just like, yo, my man, son, Samoa Joe type hood. I'm not gonna hold you.
I'm starting to believe that he's watching our videos.
Samoa Joe, the hood cat. I think he's from New York. He's from the island of Samoa. He's from the island of Manhattan. My boy is from Harlem. I'm not gonna hold you because Samoa Joe's too hood. Man. I love it.
The best thing happens though. Okay, I wouldn't say best thing because somebody's.
You are a dark motherfucker.
Yeah, no, okay. Let me rephrase that. Something tragic almost happens, and a car hits the car that Roman had just arrived in. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we just witnessed Jimmy Uso drunk behind the wheel again. Jimmy, why are you trying to take your family, man?
This is why they need to be reprimanding Jimmy Uso, because look, they reprimand Hardy, they punish Hardy. I talked about this last time. They punish Hardy, but they don't punish Uso, and then he almost kills his own cousin. What's going on?
Yo, what's going on, Uso? What's going on?
Come on. And the funny part about that is that when Samoa came out to confront Roman, the first thing he said was, "Yo, so what's up, Uso?" He said Uso, and then Uso. Maybe he was trying to hit Samoa Joe. He was so drunk that he almost hit Roman. Maybe that's what happened.
It's either it could have been Jimmy, or it could have been a guy that
we never see.
That we never see. He just joined the Fast and Furious cast.
John Cena.
But then again, I mean, it could have been Cena because he lost to Roman.
That's true. That's true.
It could have been Cena.
Got some resentment there.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious, man. That would be hilarious. But I think Jimmy Uso will be the biggest turn of events that we've ever seen right there. That would be crazy. And then Vince will have to punish him at that point.
Yeah, he's trying to target Vince's big guy.
And then the best match of the night, guys. Iconics finally defend their titles against the Kabuki Warriors. Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss and Mandy
the
Rose.
Golden Goddess.
Fire and Desire, if you will. And that match was great except for one thing.
You want me to say it, don't you? Yeah.
I don't want to say it.
No, I'll say it. The Iconics lost. This was an elimination tag team match, and the
Okay. That's how I felt when I saw it.
Right.
Man.
No, the Iconics.
The
first ones.
It was disgusting, man.
I don't know if this is Vince's way of punishing Peyton Royce because she's seeing somebody that's with another company.
The perfect tizzy. The perfect 10.
No, but I agree with you. I was so mad when the Iconics lost. At least, if they was gonna lose that night, at least make them be like the final team. The final two teams.
Right.
But no. Freaking Vince, like, no, that's not good shit.
That's not good shit.
Let's make the Iconics lose.
The horns grew out. Freaking bastard, man. But yeah, that was disappointing. But when I saw them lose, I was just thinking, who could take this now? I would love Mandy and Sonya to take it, but they've been pushing the Kabuki Warriors so much. I mean, Paige has been pushing her so hard, and they even did a promo before that match last week where Paige was pushing the Kabuki Warriors again and again and saying that they were going to take the titles. And she's been saying this for a while. So I thought they would win. I won't lie.
It's crazy because, since Paige has been teasing that they were going to get their title shot, and they actually did, but the Iconics being the smart heel team and getting themselves disqualified, that was good on their part, but then Paige, she just kept on promising that they were going to get another title shot, but ironically, they got their title shot in a fatal four-way.
And the Kabuki Warriors ended up not winning. Mandy and Sonya got eliminated next after
they got eliminated by
and then it was Kabuki Warriors versus Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss, and surprisingly they didn't cheat to win. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross actually got a fair, clean win. And at the hands of Alexa Bliss, surprisingly, because everybody knows she's pretty much a face, pretty much a heel.
Yeah.
And Nikki Cross is playing the face in their relationship. And we're hoping, and I mean it's kind of obvious now that it's going to lead to them splitting apart. So we know that Alexa Bliss is the heel. So I would assume that she would lean on the shoulder of Nikki Cross and let Nikki Cross kind of take that win. But no, Alexa Bliss, man, she showed her experience and her wrestling capabilities there, and she kind of dominated at the end.
Right.
I mean, I feel like that win was actually, I can't discredit Nikki Cross, but I feel like that win was actually executed mostly because of Alexa Bliss.
Right. And thus with Alexa Bliss winning that, she joins Bayley in holding the Raw, the SmackDown, and the women's tag team championship, and also being a Miss Money in the Bank winner.
Yes.
So congratulations,
so she's above Bayley in that sense.
No. Yeah, actually, I agree with you. Yeah.